Peace and welcome to the Mkwabo Podcast, a podcast where we talk about anything. We get to host from your celebrities, sportsmen, Wese. And today is a different episode. Today I get to host a big man, big man in the building, man. And first I want to say compliment of the new season 2025, and this is the first episode of 2025. Tatagara Mombo Tregiri, Chimbo Bata. But this episode is brought to you by Time Driving School. Time Driving School, you wrote $4.30 my lesson. If you want to hire a car when the VID, it's simply $20. And my provision lessons is $20 until we pass. And also, our proud sponsor for this episode is Mwenje Like Center Tronika Social Center, Florida. And don't forget, it's 14th February. So make sure you make a date, don't be late. So 14th February, we're going to be hosting, yes, the one and only Ango Epatan. So yes, the man that I have in the building right here, right now, is none other than WaCharie. But I don't know to WaCharie. Welcome to the podcast, WaCharie.
I'm Gombo.
Yeah, it's good to good to see you, but I think 4 months, right?
Yeah,
4 months, right? But a long time, yeah. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation to come to the Mkwabo Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So I've been making my researches.
Okay.
I've been making my researches. So this is what I got from ear-ground.
Okay.
So WaCharie is a star rising from the east. WaCharie real name is WaCharie, and also hailing from Mutare, Zimbabwe. His music, a fusion of Afro-contemporary and also Afro-traditional sounds, delves into themes ranging from social issues to love, influenced by his deep connection to people and traditions, performing alongside his band WaCharie Neshamari Zerwendo. He embarked on his musical journey professionally in 2014. That means a decade, Baba. Releasing 2 studio albums, Vumarutswa 2018 and Tangarima 2019, followed by the EP The Open Your Life Stories 2024. That's Anzi Chigorogod. Yeah, Chigorogod. Yeah, that's the information I downloaded from ear-ground. Yeah. Do you have anything to add on the introduction? Maybe you have some other things, but that's set up an introduction.
That's a very few words to define a career of over a decade.
Yeah, true.
There's always something to add.
Something
yes,
to add. Yeah,
something to add. So, I'll add as we go.
Yeah, before we start this episode, WaCharie, I want you to introduce yourself in a unique way. Maybe I want you to perform one of your best songs. Maybe it's their first time. So, what is your best song?
All right. Ndinonzi WaCharie. WaCharie. Zvichibva pakuti kwandakakurira vanhu vainditi mwana waCharie vaiziva baba vangu.
Yeah,
not
true.
in English. So they would call me nezita rababa vangu, like mwana waCharie. And it became long for them. And it became WaCharie from there. So if you look at my Facebook page, I got on the Tawanda Mwana WaCharie. It was easier for them to identify me. Yes, so WaCharie is not a name that I decided to call myself. It came from the people around me. And being a musician that I am, I grew up in a family of arts. And family, another music.
Yeah.
And you see, you cannot run away from it.
Yeah,
I saw what music did to people, so I wanted to do that also. So that's WaCharie and how I came.
WaCharie, yeah.
Best song. Hey, it's difficult.
It's different. So you can choose any song. You can choose any song.
My songs are running so who's the best man? You favorite. But I will play this one. It's titled Ndakanganisa. Pandanyarara pai watadza ndakanganisawo kudai ndareva wakanganisa kungonyarara pai watadza ndakanganisawo ndiregerere ndakanganisa pandanyarara pai watadza ndakanganisawo kudai ndareva wakanganisa kungonyarara paye watadza ndakanganisawo chindiregerera ndakanganisa kungonyarara paye watadza ndakanganisawo kudai ndareva wakanganisa pandanyarara paye watadza ndakanganisawo ndiregerere ndakanganisa ndasekerera zvisina maturo ndakanganisawo kudai ndareva wakanganisa ndasekerera zvisina maturo ndakanganisawo chindiregerera ndakanganisa ndasekerera zvisina maturo ndakanganisawo kudai ndareva wakanganisa ndasekerera zvisina maturo ndakanganisawo chindiregerera ndakanganisa kungonyarara paye watadza ndakanganisawo kudai ndareva wakanganisa pandanyarara paye watadza ndakanganisawo chindiregerera ndakanganisa.
Thank you very much for that. So, with that, man, before we start the episode, man, this is okay. So the Global Podcast with you and them, man. I've seen you. I'm think about Cape, but you know, I just thought of to give you a cap, you know, with your name, man.
Thank you so much, man. This is beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, so the
I'm going to have a photo shoot with this one. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So that was it from WaCharie, and you know, yeah. Again, Botange, Bonyaso, and Twisisa, as you got Yaso, Twisisa, WaCharie. So you have performed the song, right?
Yeah.
So what is your creative process when creating a song? Nobody just say, Monosfunga say, okay, let me come up with this song.
It differs really. My music comes from the people around me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to compare it by the conversations that we have.
And Kelvin.
And you see situations that I see happening in the society people around me. So all that influences me. So what happens is it depends. Sometimes I sit down and say I want to address this particular topic. Then I sit down and look around me and see what type of influence can I get. I can relate to.
Yeah,
if I try to find America and go and
relate. So talking about that creative process, these are the posts from Mono Mukudu. When you created a song your Father's Day, you know, Mono had to say, yes. Ipapo, this is the right time to create this song. Thumbs up to your creative process. Yeah.
Yes. You see, Mukudu Agatongotapes one of the songs on our previous album, and then he was like, let's play something, you know. I'll come up with the progression and then you sing. I'll not work, but I need that. And then you have to follow and do what you have to do.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So talking about Mono Mukundu, you know, I've seen you working with Mono Mukundu, you know, big man, you know, invite Mono Mukundu for your album launch, man. So I can say, how did it happen?
The man is a legend, man. Yeah. I've been learning a lot from him from a distance about data. Actually, since I started my career as a musician, I have been learning a lot from him, and I've always wanted to work with him. Yeah. And Muna are open to working with young people, young artists. You know,
I've seen that.
Yes, it was like, no,
just one for
it's okay, yeah. So I've learned so much from him, especially how to be professional.
The man is
professional.
The man is very professional.
You can't be late to his appointment, you know, you can't play games in his workspace, So he's been teaching me a lot from a distance, and even Tazo Ziwana, Tau Kwanza Taura is someone who's been showing me the ropes in the game, because we don't know everything, you know.
Yeah, true.
And you need someone who's been in the game for a long time to show you this is how it goes,
But how is it working with him? You know, is that type of a man, like maybe a father who is straightforward, you know, you just want seems very straightforward. How is it working with him?
Mukura tendere.
Go straight to the point.
Vanoenda straight to the point. Vanonanga avaroimbwa vanotorova nemupini
ipapo.
So that's one thing I like about him. Hakuna nyaya dzaunozonzwa kuseri. Kana vatori nenyaya newe vanotokudza ipapo. Kana uri kuto nziyo yako wanyepa kuti wapiwa naMwari nziyo yako watanga That's one thing I like about him. He's a sharpshooter.
He's sharpshooter. Yeah. I've seen, you seem like you're very, very close to Mono. And, from my work side, I take back direction. I actually see good, if you work with Mono Mkundu, it's someone you can learn a lot from him. So I think maybe you are Murima fans.
He respects his craft, so if you respect what you do, I'll hit him again.
Yeah. I think Murima safe hands. I can say that Murima safe hands. So I've seen you performing Osborne Fest. So this I talk a lot about the Osborne and also my shows and everything. Makafila say, I think Pakabuliso posted Osborne Fest. Like people that were now complaining with, okay, Panama artist in Mutare. From the few artists that I choose from Mutare, you are amongst the guys I can choose. The feeling, man.
Firstly, I want to thank one actually a lot in because we do it for people.
For people,
I felt good really being on that poster. But had I even then anticipated food, I would have felt okay because I made a point where I don't need validation from anyone to tell me.
My Bob,
I see pride.
I see pride.
Because if I wasn't there, I wasn't do my best.
Yeah, true.
Yes. So they not called me, I would have still been content with it. Yeah. So, but I'm really grateful to see people spoken.
Yeah. True. So Osborne First, you've performed. I've seen German something. You've performed
German Society.
You've performed Pama shows like I wonder. How do you engage with your fans?
It's the chemistry, man. I feel like I'm making love when I'm on stage. And you don't need to read my instructions. Okay, so from here on in the pub, it flows really flawless. With the audience, I'm talking to you. I'm seeing people smile. People are communicating with me. You see, you'll be saying that I'm performing for you, but you'll be performing for me also. It makes me feel like So without engaging with the audience, for me, that performance is
So what is it you and Mikasa, take me through Boziana, a lot of shows, from album launch, from shows and everything. You always host your shows, Mikasa. What is it with Mikasa? And, changing it was like maybe...
Well, we have a special relationship. Mikasa is my home in Tare. So much appreciation to Mr. Shoniwa. He opened up his home for us to use whenever we want to play. So he's one of the very first people who gave me a chance here in Tare. It's not easy to run a business and then some young man just comes and says,
of which one that don't believe much in guitar.
We'll see, but I don't know kept in something.
I was like, no, I wanted to hire Captain Britain.
I didn't know But you understand the risk he out of nowhere. Yeah, but he gave me a chance and he loved what I do, and then he opened his home for me to use whenever I want to use. So I really appreciate him.
So Mikasa is
my home. It's my home.
Yeah. So let's say Petitanga the podcast. I had to ask you about, let's say, the song. I think the best song that I think I can choose one. But for the sake of this question, maybe the EP Yamga the best song, and also why Michiti is your best song, and also Yamga feel out maybe Munofara perform and why.
I would say on every one of my projects, be it an album or an EP, there's a song or two. It is personal. It relates to me personally. Of course, I personalize every situation. So that I can be able to relate with that. But I would say there's a song in Daneta, which is on the album Chizorogodo. Yeah.
I'll check on that one.
Yeah, please.
Check on that one. People, make sure that you check on that one. Make sure that you check on that one.
Close to my heart, yes. And Hey, it's difficult, man. It's difficult. Then Mbwende. Yeah, I realized that when I abuse
yeah, true.
It's not something you need to look far. You look around you, you see with
rough, yeah, true.
Yes, but I know only a coward resorts to violence.
Yeah, true.
I don't body the fight.
I told you to fight.
Yeah,
most of the time.
The team is not bad. I don't know anything what I'm it's got over that. Then also Paniwango and so that's what Mbwende will be talking about, and so you're hiding behind your words, you're hiding behind your strength.
Someone told me you have to because how you play with your words, how you play with music, how you create your music, it's just something chilly, someone, let's say you are deep into your traditions and everything, you know your stuff, your shoulder, situation, you've gone through things,
I'm an African man, so I have to be true to myself.
How you play your music, each and every time you listen to your music, we listen to your music, we just feel like, situation, okay, I'm in this situation, so yeah, thumbs up, your creative process is just something else,
Thank you so much, man.
So what is the best advice that you have received about your career? You work with Proc Marco, you work with Monam Kundu, you have other people, you work with Mr. Shonua, what is the best advice you have received about your career? You feel like, that person I can do that. Like that's something that is now helping you in your music career.
One thing that I've heard over 1 million times and that I still hear every day is stay true to yourself. You see, I'm one person who is stuck to my originality. From when I started, there's a lot of pressure that comes in the industry.
Yeah, true.
I've been creating music for over a decade. And I'm not as popular. You see, I'm not as popular. So there's the pressure that comes with trends. You see, that push people to be popular. There's pop music that everyone is doing. There's Afro pop and stuff and everything else. It's not that we can't do those things. I can do Afro pop, but I'm not an Afro pop artist. So many have succumbed to the pressure because they wanted to reach a wider audience. They wanted to, and then they change who they are for the sake of the market. You see, then chero market ikachinja zvinenge yaufaka kuona boots muchikenini aufaka kasangana nemabhanzi bhata ndeye boots. It doesn't matter kuti market yakadhakwa zvinenge and painogadzirisika market yo paunoda boots unoenda kubhata ausuzomboenda kuchikenini kana kubhekazini. So that's the thing. I've been told to stay true to myself, and that's one thing that I've seen. It fulfills me, man. It brings me joy. By being myself, I don't have to try to be something else.
To be something else, to be someone. Don't have to copy someone. WaCharie.
No, I appreciate other people very much. I appreciate, but I don't copy them. So you see, okay, no, this is good. Okay, it's nice, but well, I'm doing me.
You're WaCharie at the end of the day.
It's WaCharie on my way.
So I had to ask someone. I had to say, what's that one question that you would want me to ask WaCharie per podcast? And that person had to say, can you ask WaCharie, Guti, what off stage you want to watch? Data or Ramobira say?
The stage is my happy place, you see. Off stage, there's a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work. I'll tell you that for the whole of January, we haven't performed, but every day we are working. And we are not working on anything else that is not musical. We are working on music. So there's a lot that needs to be done, from writing music, rehearsing music with the band, creating productions. You see, was when we perform for different events, there are different sets, that call for different things. We have lots of international markets that we're looking into, that we want to get into. We have applications for things that have to be done every day. A lot of paperwork that has to be put in place. So trust me, the stage is my happy place, because that's when I'm least busy than the other places. So there's always a lot of work for an artist.
So yes, I think after this episode and everything, there's something that I want to ask you. I just want to address maybe this thing, my ladies, maybe a lady would want to ask me one day, then I'll have a question. Is WaCharie married?
Well,
yeah, is WaCharie married?
Well, I'll tell you that WaCharie is not looking for anyone.
Okay.
He's happily in love with whoever he's in love with. Happily in love with whoever he's in love with, and he's not looking.
So at the end of the day, our WaCharie is married. That's what I can say.
Thank you.
As WaCharie is married. So to someone I must talk WaCharie more Mikasa. WaCharie is married. But
you.
Dara, you
Thank
know, hey, basareli, you know, as one on whatever TV, someone maybe you perform from different stages and everything. Unokunda same age, Baba.
I'll tell you this. Someone once asked me this. I'll tell you this. You think I'm sangana na miezo? I'm sangana na miezo.
I'm sangana na miezo. So this to from me the tunes I'm like kind of tada.
No. It's not ubasa kwenda mwizi.
Like people
someone can be dedicated to follow you. You go to Bedbridge, Ariko, you go to Ariko, you go to Big Falls, Ariko. You get used to seeing that person every day. Paulo perform Aripo Muni. And one day your guard is down. You wake up in the wrong bed. So it's not easy, trust me, in this line of work. But it's no kunda.
It's no kunda. At the end of the day, it's not kunda, right?
Exactly, it's no kunda.
Yeah, watch out. How do you balance the two, you know, your personal life and your professional life? You know, magadi so kuna mono so don't bozunzi how you balance the two, personal life and, you know.
That's the thing now. Hakuna zinu zakadaro.
And also handling pressure with, let's say, personal life in Israel, you know, you need to perform on stage. You know, how do you balance the two, professional and, you know, personal life?
Actually join the personal life can already an artist.
Artist, yeah.
Because Andina, you know, someone, because this is not my job, remember, this is my life, this is who I am. And not I would have and I would have a musician. The musician. No. This is a calling. This is who I am. Even at 2 a.m., I'm still doing art. I can wake up now 1 a.m. do bata guitar and do tango to music.
Music, yeah.
I can be performing at some event in some corner.
Midnight,
but I could be performing up until 3 a.m.
To my private events, right?
Yes. So you understand, it's not really. There is no line between personal
life and professional life.
Professional life was, I mean, life is a Zagasangana, really. But you just have to understand that I need to give whoever I need to give time whenever you have to give them time. You know, just like Kanandriba stage, and it is when and the sheet up.
Yeah, true.
True. I might be in love. Yes, I just mean that I'm the same stage. But the stage and the sweet as zero time. The way engage and one, the wind that and one. But you can see the stage and don't wait over zero. And you understand that upper and the sweet as my guitar and zero. But also, I can understand that for the guitar, they got over at Trimurudo.
Was part of the Sika Kumot, ridzai my mother, ridzai.
So it's really difficult. But it's unfair to our partners rather to say there's a personal life. Because usually, I'm always stealing time from wherever, and then I am always stealing because I'm working even midnight. I'm working even
okay. So yeah, we are learning a lot more episode today with WaCharie, and you know, has been in the music industry for a decade, and you know, so what are the challenges that you have faced in Chitanga music? Because also I would want to ask you to maybe, since family injury, yagatanga guitar, but I don't want you to be family is supportive when you start the music, your music journey, and also what are the challenges? Because as in combo for the podcast, I'm still having some challenges, you know, I do face more challenges and everything. And you meet Twasho Niwa, Mutimutange, you know, you face a lot of challenges. What are the other challenges that you have faced in Chitanga, this music journey?
I'll tell you this. my correction, my family yanga isira nemagitari. Vanhu vanoda music.
Okay.
Zvakanyanyisa but vasira
Magitari.
nemagitari. So the decision to do music as a profession, to live a life of music every day, was not accepted just like that. I had to prove kuti
Papa mwana anaita magitari.
I had to prove. So my dad had passed. Pandakazonyasoita music professionally, and my mom was like, "Oh, you aren't jaira because your father is not there."
You know, you used to respect.
But she knows that Monanga for that I don't go the music and stuff, and then it's like trying to change your line, but it's who I am, you know, to stay true to who you are, and then the family ends up accepting. So I would say that was a challenge. But I don't want to see it as a challenge because somehow it helped me to be serious.
Yeah.
You know, because you have to uzati mchembera wasi uzida zvinhu. Saka zvokufana kutoita sei? Zvokufana kutora shape. Zvikasatora shape and plan B. Yeah, so it had to take shape. Then personally in the industry, the challenges that I would say.
Yeah.
You know, many in our line of work, most people are not trained, formally trained in what we do. You know, anaenda chikoro chemusic. Pamwe wakatoita accounts kana da unatomboenda chikoro kwacho. Pamwe wakaita engineering or something else. But the magitara unozidzidza chikoro. So you have to figure things out as you go. And that's very dangerous. And it's not easy. Like as you go, you figure out, so you make a lot of mistakes which you're not supposed to make. That's one of the major challenges that I faced.
And also promoters, you know.
We have promoters and we have people who think they are promoters. And then we have conmen who come as promoters. Yes, you understand.
After the show, you know, you have to look for the promoter. The guys, you know, to be found. You know, you want your money. You have a band, you know, you need to pay the band members and everything.
It's not easy. So you understand? They haven't played for the whole year. No,
I know the guy, you know, he's not the guy who changaita ichi neichi.
So those are mistakes dzinogona kuavoidika kana uchinge wapinda nevanhu vanoziva kana kuti wadzidza, or if you're formally trained in what you do, it becomes easier to understand and to learn avoid the mistakes.
So what's your feeling and thoughts about the term made in Mutare?
Made in Mutare.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I have a little bit of bias towards Zimbabwe. I would prefer it to be made in Zimbabwe. But for me, if I want to be honest, I don't see the provincial boundary. You see, I live in Mutare now.
Yeah.
I've lived in Zvishavane before. My mom, I grew up Kumusha.
Oh, okay.
My father was foreign based. She's mixed breed.
Mixed breed.
Anakule wangu kava Mozambique.
So, you know,
Mozambique.
I
mean, so Zimbabwe is my home, like in different parts. So, but made in Mutare, I'm proudly Mutarian and I love being here. But I'm proudly Zimbabwean even more because I don't see the provincial boundaries. Yeah.
Have you ever met Silent Girl?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so, you know, Silent Girl, Mozambique, you know, a lot of countries, you know, he's into music and everything.
That one is an incredible artist, man. He's a beast.
It's just something else. It's just something else, yeah. But I always see you like, you know, but to my so your things even bore me, mention out, you know, your dad wasn't from Zimbabwe.
And the mixed breed. Yeah, mostly I'm proudly Zimbabwean. And I'm proudly African. My papa wonder my border drama and drama running supposed to kana
When you started the podcast, you know, you said maybe well, I think we have discussed this with Chicken in. You know, when you started, like, you know, you say your creative process and everything from my issues, you know, from waiting and everything. How do you handle my scandals, my rumors, you know, WaCharie, ABCD, how do you handle that? You know, my scandals, you know, WaCharie wazodai, WaCharie wadai, you know, munanika kufungidzira kake. How do you handle that?
what I would say is everyone is entitled to their opinion.
Opinions.
Pane ma vision yo life yangu andakanzwa wachitaura kunze kuti
Okay, so people like,
what life was very interesting. Wow. So there is that yokuti vanhu vanotaura zvakawasina kuswera. Then two, there's an issue yokuti my mistakes anoita seunga anoshamisira strict boss anozopinda mupublic domain, but tine mamistakes enyu yekuti
tikazomabatauro.
Saka no, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and if I want to be honest, I don't really care.
Oh, you don't
to who says what.
WaCharie doesn't really care about
who
whatever
says what
about say.
me.
You know, basa se basa.
Yeah.
Basa se basa. Yeah. So yes, WaCharie, what's your most memorable experience of your career? But not papa. Or maybe okay, something,
I have lots of those, but
just one,
I'll try to get back to one. Oh, perhaps maybe my first time on stage. It wasn't planned.
When was this? It
was actually 2013.
2013.
Yeah, the profile says 2014, but it was 2013.
2013.
That's when I started music professionally. I was in Cape Town, South Africa.
So we need to correct this.
Very much, yeah. I was in Cape Town, South Africa. Yes, on a friend was supposed to be.
So I'm not tanga in the homeland.
Looking for greener pastures.
We have to.
Exactly. So I didn't intend to be playing. So I was playing guitar for a friend. The duo Shame and Nathan, who used to do Urban Groove. Yeah, so Shame is the one I was playing with. And they did a guitar on that particular event. And I was called to do sound check per stage, you see, before he got there. And the hall was dark. You see, I didn't know the stage in the spotlight. Plugged in my guitar, started playing, and then the guy was doing sound and said, play something, I'd been rehearsing for a very long time. I had a lot of music I've been rehearsing in my room, so I started playing one of my songs. So I played. He's adjusting things, doing engineering on his mix and stuff. After that song, man, the lights came up and everyone stood up and they were applauding.
Yeah. Most memorable.
The hall was full and I started shaking. I was nervous, man. I couldn't play the second song. I was like, keep playing. Yeah, the rest is history.
It's really difficult. I think my first time, I can actually say good Panagatanga, this MC thing and everything, podcasting and everything. It was way back Kuchoro, when the teachers, they could see with only confidence, but sort of second crowd. My first time, my sports teacher, she had to call me to assembly. She had to say, can you present my sports activity on Friday?
Okay.
Walking man, not only from solo PA, so I had to go, the shaker. So someone had to tell me, say, whenever you're presenting, maybe by assembly, you're supposed to look on all these are now. These are the people.
Familiar faces, yeah.
So I can actually say, that moment, that's the most memorable moment. Okay, I started right now, I now have the confidence to perform in front of 500 people. After that, people they appreciate, you understand. Yeah. So each and every time okay,
definitely,
this is the start Mawambo, do Mawambo, and we really appreciate it, even of Maberegi for supporting us, and, the journey and everything. So so because we face a lot of things, but
a lot more than we can share.
How we so WaCharie, I think there's something that happened, I think, is it before Christmas or what? Mbeo was involved in a car accident.
Yeah, on New Year's.
Yeah, so I've watched one of my band members now performing on stage. Someone was performing like Mbeo per stage. And you have Shamarizero and everything.
Yeah.
So my question is band when you're going to kana WaCharie wakanza wasikufila po. Say I'll fit in the shoes here, WaCharie. We share, of course, someone will say, one day, I'm performing, because, you find out Bell, you find out with this lady, Ukimba Fuzo Momba, Felinadi, she came from the band Ray, Mozi tribe and everything. You know, with your band, you know, Murgu Chichambe.
Yes. We've been doing that. There are artists that I work with, young artists who are new in the game. We're helping each other. I'm also a music producer, so the artists that I've seen that this one is good, they came to me, we started working together. They're under my wing, I'm recording them, showing them the ropes on how to do this.
So is it more like a recording label or what?
No. I feel like you were saying with Chichambe, like you need to pass it on. You see? I'm still fairly new in the game, if I want to be honest. But I feel like I should also pass the baton to someone someday, and not just one person. But it starts with one person. So there are other people that I'm working with who are coming. I'm just one of my products. Yes.
You know, I don't know. Maybe you know, what you do is more like Mbeo. You know, like yeah. I mean, I know. No, you're different, but you know, any future collaboration with Mbeo, because you know, I would want to hear WaCharie and also Mbeo on the same project.
It's something that I would love. Hopefully, we would manage to do that in future if we engage and talk about it. But we both come from a background where Dr. Oliver Mtukud is of much influence to our art. So you would see that we've learned a lot from the same person.
Now it's making sense.
Yeah, we've learned a lot from the same person. So we are bound to have similarities here and there. But I would love to.
So now it's making sense. You know, I've been asking myself, you know, when you know, touch, you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Come on, yeah. Thank you. So I would like, but any future collaborations that are coming.
Yeah, lots of them actually. Lots of them. I would just say hang tight. A lot is coming this year. We have a new album which is coming in June.
What's the name of the album, man? Because I would like to hear names for your album, man.
This one is titled Mazvienzara.
Mazvienzara. How do you come up with your name for albums? You know, you can watch it.
It's just simple shona, man.
Yeah, simple
shona that I hear from the people around me. Usually I hang around old people.
Or maybe you create your own words, maybe.
No, these are not my own. So old people, they speak real Shona. So from them I learn new words every time. So Mazvienzara, Voices of Hunger in English,
Voices of Hunger, Mazvienzara. Yo, so the album is coming when?
In June.
June. So we're waiting, but it may be Mikasa. That's the place to be. I'm not sure. We just have to wait for.
Well, next week on the 10th of February, we're also releasing 3 singles titled Love Triangle. So it's for Valentine's.
So is it like you know, you're hosting a show for that, or maybe you know you're just throwing my weeks by my social media platforms or Spotify? What?
I think a management will advise on that.
Okay,
we
have to ask the management. We have to ask the management. You know, I can ask you this question. You know, to say my aspirations. You know, maybe. What can I say? This like, you know, I just want to see a way maybe I can put this. My fans, you know, maybe aspirations for your career, future and personal future.
As I said before, I cannot separate my personal life and the career.
Yeah, the guy can't separate.
That's better in the one.
So
I've seen what music does to people. I see music brings people together. Music brings happiness to people. I want to do that. You see, I want to bring people together, and I want the world to be a better place. It can only be a better place if we change as a people, our attitude towards one another, and how we handle each other in situations in our lives. And it starts with you. It begins with you. It begins with me. So I want to change the world, one person at a time.
One person at a time.
Yes, and bring people together through music. Yes. So I can't put that in words or in numbers that this is exactly what I want. But I guess you get a picture of what it is like, Yeah.
So maybe something like, what's the best advice that you can give to Mutare artists, because we're seeing a lot of things that are happening. We have our group, Mutare Top Brands and everything. Artists in Mutare, we don't have unity. At the end of the day, we like unity. I don't go to I've seen you work with people from Harare, all the way from Harare, Mono Mkunde and everything. What's the best advice that you can give Fana cool down?
Munhu mumwe nemumwe lane yake yarikufamba ukada mumainzana nemunhu ari kuenda kuheadlands yochenda kuharare unoirasa kandi yochenda kumozambique. You're going two different directions. So we might be doing art taste but at pares. You see, let's complement each other, let's support each other. The goal is to put our city on the map, and there is nothing Shamisira and not to take anything away from what people in Harare are doing. They are doing a very good job. I lived in Harare. I come from Harare. So I'm not taking anything away from that. But let's know if we push our works, push and be professional, not be crybabies, we'll get where we're supposed to get. Tosiyana ninyenze magroup kuti hapana
rumors scandals
hazvina chazvinokupa izvozvo uswera uchiona kuti ningaitei ningazodii saka zvadai usapangada kudii unoita analyst
tostada munhu
urambochita
analyst is doing
exactly.
So
and you'll be busy uchitaura life yangu based on something chawaona but you don't even know a million things that I'm doing kuseri. I will tell you that kupera kwegore rapfuura for the past 3 months kupera kwa 2024 we have been in we've topped actually more than 5 world music charts in the world. Not in Zimbabwe, not in Zimbabwe, in the world. You see, we've been in the same charts with Hana, Bib Koite, the legends in the Afro music scene.
Yeah.
And we have topped those charts
more than
once. You see, and the argument based on the fact that I'm popular, my followers are on Facebook. But the impact that our work is doing in the right places, we know what it is. So you'll be losing focus. Maka focus on top 10 who cares?
I've seen I'm not sure why Penengura Chidzorogodo, what's the feeling, just waking up to see people out there, out of the country, that are looking at your work and saying,
the feeling is priceless, man. The feeling is priceless, like that. Having people grow interest in your product, and they're not people from your country. They're sitting down to discuss your work. I mean, man, the feeling is...
You can imagine someone, saying, okay, the interview, WaCharie, and also Mkwambo Ford, feeling.
So now you remember, I don't care about rumors. This is why I don't care. Because in the right place.
The work is out there, people.
So whatever rumor one might have, no change in my life, mango. It doesn't put food on my table. So
I think you're working with Ubuntu. You're working also with. I'm not sure, the former National Arts Gallery. Chiruiting in terms of, let's say, the people that we're working with, these people giving you the platform to perform and everything. With this partnership.
Collaborations are healthy. You see, I try to collaborate as much as I can with anyone. Be it organizations, be it individuals. I reach their audiences, they reach my audience.
Oh, okay,
they expose me to a network that they have that I don't have. I expose them to a network that I have and they don't have. We should collaborate more as artists, with whoever we can collaborate with, not feel putting in like a paying aesthetic. I don't work with other people. Because at the end of the day, we're doing this for the people.
For the people, At the end of the day, one door charge.
Exactly,
So what is like plot mark? I've seen you on Earground, Voices from the East. I've seen Uteli Jake. I've seen Mystery is doing. Those people are doing not good. Overshadow among my works. You
don't even have to be apologetic about it. You don't need to apologize for that.
How is it being posted Plot Marco is really big, you know.
I have much respect for that guy.
Yeah, it was really big. How is it like, you know, big posted, you know, writing a profile on his social media platform, and also, you know, so you need change as Noba, right?
It does. I have much respect for people like Plot Marco, with DJs from Diamond FM, with writers, journalists from Manika Post, and some from who are writing about our work, helping us push our works. You know, it takes someone who really supports and appreciates you to dedicate their time
writing,
put you on their platform, which they develop on their own. To push your work. I'm really grateful to those guys for what they have been doing for me, including you, man. You invited me here.
Thanks, man.
Much appreciated.
Thanks.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. You know, especially thanks to Chendai.
Thanks
to Chendai. The guy is very supportive. You know,
very much.
Sometimes, you know, I always run to him for advice. Sometimes, you know, without me asking about the advice, the guy just comes to him. You know, you're supposed to do A, B, C, D. He was the other guy who said, no. You know, I met with WaCharie. I had to go backstage whilst he was performing. I had to introduce myself. My name is Clemens.
I remember.
You know, I have my podcast show. I would meet you one day on my podcast show. And the guy said, no. We'll keep in touch, you know, and it was really, really, really long to, you know, for this episode and everything. So I really want to thank all the people, you know, who supported the Mukwambo podcast, be it on social media, be it my platforms. So WaCharie, before we close, you know, what are the wise ways that you want to tell people and support Mukwambo for, and also the people who did their first time going to WaCharie, and don't also what we expect more from WaCharie? What are wise ways that you want to live to people?
Anyway, as long as you are breathing, as long as you are alive, don't be reckless with life. Don't be bothered by the naysayers. They are always going to be there in your life. Don't be disappointed. Don't be discouraged. Don't be disappointed to an extent that it will cripple you. At the end of the day, everyone has got their own lives to live. You might be judged and then you'll be discouraged and the world will lose the best version of you. So let's keep being who we are. Let's keep supporting whoever needs our support around us and give the world the best versions of us. Those are wise words from WaCharie. But WaCharie, before we go, I want to ask you a question. You know, what is it, that one thing that fills the room without taking any space? What do you mean? There's air, there's sound.
Air, right, You know, that one thing that fills the whole room, but without taking any space. Of course, air is correct, but there's this one thing that is very, very correct.
Light.
That's like, you know, that was it from the Mukwambo podcast show. My name is Clemens, also the aka Mukwambo 40. WaCharie Chibotsire one, maybe Kanzvisa or maybe whatever the upcoming projects. By the way, we have Kelvin in the building, man.
Okay, this one I'll play is titled Ndamba Kuwuzwa. And there I sing the wood. Oh, kuterera munhu wemukati achitaura kuzvidzora uri wega pasina kubata ka chiratidzo chekukura kuyaruka dzimwe nguva azvidi vamwe vataure uri wega wakakwana kuti uzvitsiure azvidi naro uri wega kazvitsiure iwewe naro nairega zvipore achibva mukutsva chikomo pauma wanikei mbonje ndamba kuudzwa iyerega zvipore achibva mukutsva chikomo pauma zvairi mbonje ndamba kuudzwa Anopisa matanda meri anocha negura magutere kani Katipisa matanda meri anocha anocha. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, WaCharie.
So,
music do you want to be on social media platform? Talk about your papi.
It's WaCharie on YouTube, WaCharie on Facebook, WaCharie on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon. Pese panotengeswa music. It's WaCharie. My Instagram, never TikTok is WaCharie ZW, and you find my music everywhere. Just Google my name, you will see it.
They would not kill Vidambo to pay some credits. They would not I wanted to really ask Kelvin Guti, how is it working with you, man? If you permit me.
That's okay. I'm sure you can talk to him. Yeah.
Kelvin, hey, my guy. If it was possible for you to come in front of the camera, I really want to ask you, how is it working with you? I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, Kelvin, you can simply come through. I want to really ask you some few questions, about WaCharie, and let's give the men the flowers whilst he's still alive. Yeah, we have Kelvin here, right here. Thank you very much for coming to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so how is it working with WaCharie, man?
It's quite incredible. Working with an artist.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not telling some sort.
The guy.
But it's fun. He's a guy who is dedicated music and any passion. So whenever we are working, we go back and forth and so that's the relationship. Every day we are always talking music business. Opportunity okay, let's go for it.
And you're learning a lot from him, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can simply say
definitely I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
And but we know we will get there. It might take time, but
yeah, definitely. We will get there. Yeah, thank you very much, Kelvin. Don't forget, the episode for Kelvin is coming. It's coming, yeah. Kelvin, next time you'll be here sitting. Yeah. Then we'll be asking him a lot of questions. Thank you very much, guys, for coming to the podcast, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you for this.
Just an appreciation to the
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. So that was it from the WaCharie podcast. And, thank you very much from our producers, from our camera guys, Youthman director. A big shout out here. So, make sure that you watch this. Continue to like, subscribe to our YouTube channel and all social media platforms. And don't forget to follow Kelvin on Facebook and also WaCharie on Facebook, Instagram, and also all social media platforms. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook. That's Mkwambo Foodie. We go Bosco, my revive or not revive. Until next time, it's a bye-bye. From the whole crew, it's a bye-bye for now.